changing locations and shit. Man, get into this motherfucking bag. Stand up the way I made. Sacrificing time for this shit. Man, I got a plan. Tried to tell niggas years ago. They ain't understand. Riding by myself and it's cool. I'm all in my head. Everything in life you can't replace. I build relationships. Pretty little smile make a nigga wanna lock it in. We met the same time I lost a friend. We should try again. You've been on my mind. You should hop in. I ain't gonna hurt you, baby girl. You know we locked in. Used to be on FaceTime calls on the regular. Never made time, landed on my busy schedule. Now every time I hit the bay, you know I think of you. Working on your brand, love, you know that I.
Yeah, it's goddess. And I'm a day one type of girl. Ain't nothing wishy-washy over here. I don't jump around, stick to one side. Yeah, the silver, the blue, we got them in their feelings. That star on the field, come pay the D a visit. They say it's hatred, is it? I call it hate and simping. Cause if we wasn't that hating, they wouldn't be in our business. Listen, West Coast say the water tastes better. The fan base go harder, and all the ladies get wetter. Yeah, that's how it is when you straight reppin' for Dallas. We get it in the trap, and landlord tell us what's happening. No explanations in no shape, form, or fashion. When Henny drop the stats, ain't nothing else to be asking. Them numbers don't lie, that's why your argument dry. And we still got them rings, you got your eyes on our prize. Whether an eagle, a giant, or a commando, you in the parking lot crying, we in the Lambo. We stay in our bag, we run it up in the draft. You still talking about the 90s, so who's stuck in the past? Get off me, and I'ma need you 6 feet back. And we ain't hearing nothing till your team beat that. And we ain't scared of running, what you thought we bleed that? It's only one team over here, that's Cowboys, believe that. Yeah, this you got is the poet. Big up West Coast Cowboy, HTM Sports, and Landlord from Alabama. Y'all check them boys out. They don't play around with the Cowboys content. Yeah, and you know it's DC. Yeah, DC4L.
31 teams in the NFL. His system is designed to stop 25 teams.
Shit, I need a linebacker that's over 200 pounds. I need a defensive tackle that you got to pull away from the buffet. He's gone, so no.
Let's talk about that.
But yeah, that's a large part. That's a large part of your
I gotta
team.
make this point because I ain't gonna lie, I forgot about it until you mentioned it. So I gotta get this out before it flees me, and the nation needs to hear this.
And just like that, we are live in the liquor store, man. How's everybody doing? Matter of fact, let me get this volume up, man. I ain't trying to be out here whispering. You know, I'm out here trying to yell this across the rooftops, man. Y'all gotta hear this stuff, man. But what's good with y'all, man? It's your boy Henny the Moore reporting live from the liquor store, man. How's everybody doing out there in Dallas Cowboys country, man? And hey, we got a lot to discuss today. Hey, shout out to everybody in the chat box already, man. I see y'all holding it down for your boy. Kelvin Hicks in the building. What's Gucci with you? Cynthia Casillas. And hey, I know you already said you're not related to Tony, but we ran back to Tony Casillas' interview earlier today. So if y'all did not get a chance to catch that, make sure y'all hit that video up. Real good information he gave out. He talked about his thoughts about fixing the run defense. All different kinds of things. It's from last year, but it's still a lot of good information in there. Common Sense Lab, what's up with you, man? How you living? He said, HTM, you see the 4 players we worked out today? No, I did not see it. I'm gonna have to go. Listen, I've been in a class and at work all day. Like I went to work at like 7 something this morning. I did not clock out and leave till like 7 something this evening. So I didn't really have a lot of time to snoop around and see the most recent Dallas Cowboys news. Man, yes, it's hot as hell in Texas, dog. Like when folks be talking about they can fry an egg on the sidewalk, they ain't lying. You can fry an egg, cook a steak. You can do anything you put your mind to with the way this weather is right now. You can make any kind of dish you want. He said, love it, running back and linebacker, 2 more people. All right, hey, we gonna talk about that too then. Justin Kitchen in the building, helping us manifest the 6th championship for the Dallas Cowboys. Man, I see you. So, hey, man, before we dive head first into the content, because there is a nice bit of stuff I want to discuss with y'all, make sure that y'all hit that like button. You said you're not too far? Yeah, man. Listen, I stay in Texarkana, Texas. Texas. It's hot as hell. It's been hot as hell. It wasn't as hot today as it has been, but it's still been pretty damn unbearable, honestly. So yeah, make sure y'all hit that like button on the way in. You know, the more likes that we get on these videos as independent content creators, the more that these algorithms fool with us, the more that they put us in front of other people to be viewed, and so they can, you know, see the content. So if you want the channel to grow, you want us to prosper, you got love for Henny the Moore, want to continue to see us do great things in the liquor store, hit that like button, man. It goes a long way in helping us out and improving the content. Also, after you hit that like button, help us manifest that 6th championship for the Dallas Cowboys by dropping 6 emojis, just like my boy Justin Kitchen did, and also by sharing the content 6 times. Right? So do both if you can. Share the content 6 times, drop 6 emojis. We're trying to will the Dallas Cowboys the championship number 6 in 2024. And listen, you've seen what done happened to us these last couple of years. They need God, the universe, luck. They need everything to be on their side so we can pull this off, man. So y'all make sure that y'all help us manifest that 6th championship inside the liquor store. And then, once you're done hitting the like, once you're done helping us manifest, I need y'all to slap the shit out of an Eagles fan, man. And if you're able to find one that's been floating around, you know, it's the off season, so they flying around state to state, eating shit off the ground. You know, that's their main diet right now is raw horse shit. You know, we got video evidence of that. So once you find them, I need you to slap the dog shit out of them so you can get half off on all the merchandise inside the liquor store. And you know, we got exactly what you need to succeed over here, man. We got Calvaritas, we got gin, we got hen, and everything else under the sun that can make you sin. So tap in with your boy, Henny the Moore, and come get drunk in the liquor store. Hey, Peasy, what's up with you? And last but not least, man, then we're going to get into the content. Make sure that y'all hit the Cash App or the Super Chats. We're still doing the raffle giveaway for the Dallas Cowboy jersey. And there's not many days left. We're going to stop on the 1st. So let me see. Today, the 26th, 27th, 28th, 29th, 30th. You got about 7 days left. So we're going to stop the raffle on the 1st. So if you want an opportunity to win a Dallas Cowboy jersey of your choice, hit the Cash App. It's $ Henny the Moore. It's pinned to the top of the chat. Or you can hit the Super Chats or the Super Stickers. $5 a pop for every raffle entry. But let's go ahead and get into the content, man, because y'all know what time of year it is, right? Because I speak about this all the time. It's bad list season. Right? It's bad list season. There are a bunch of people that write, right? They report on the news. They report about what's going on around the NFL or what's going on with NFL players. And that's how they put food on the table for their wife and their kids. And that's how they pay their mortgage. And that's how they pay their car note and their insurance and so on and so forth. And when there's not football being played and you cover football, you got to start conversations on your own. You got to make lists. You got to talk about how this player performed last year, how they're going to do this year, right? You're going to do some projections. So when there's not a lot of stuff in the news cycle, especially when free agency is over with, when people aren't really trading for a lot of people, you know, folks aren't getting signed like that. There's no football yet. Camp is another month away. You got to generate reactions. You got to generate views one way or another. And the best way to do that is with lists, especially when you're doing rankings. So first and foremost, I'm going to show you 2 separate lists. Neither one of them are flattering to the Dallas Cowboys. But when I show you these lists, I also want to have an honest, unbiased conversation on whether there's any validity to these lists. Remember, I'm the person that always talks about bad list season. And they're trying to make us mad. So my question to you, when I show you these different talking points, are there any truth to it? It may not be flattering. It may not be what we want to hear. But the question is there any truth to these lists I'm finna show you? We're going to start with this one. And they have the power rankings going into the 2024 season before training camp, right? So this is liable to change. You know, in camp, people step up, people get hurt, blase, so on and so forth. So I'm going to go through each and every team on this list. The Kansas City Chiefs are number 1. I can't blame them for that. The Kansas City Chiefs just won the Super Bowl. 49ers just went to the Super Bowl and lost. So the 2 representatives in the Super Bowl are at the top of the list. I can live with that. They didn't have the Lions. They got the Lions at 3rd. They also made it to an NFC Championship game. You know, they did a lot of good things in the offseason. They bring back a majority of their team. I can understand it. Ravens made it to the AFC Championship game. So I get why they're there. Now the list is just upsetting me when they talk about power rankings. You got the Eagles, the Packers, the Bills, the Bengals, the Buccaneers, the Texans, the Dolphins, the Browns, the Rams, the Steelers, the Chargers, and the Dallas Cowboys. So right now, they got the Dallas Cowboys as the 16th best team in the National Football League. The only teams that they got the Dallas Cowboys over are the Bears, the Colts, the Falcons, the Jaguars, the Seahawks, the Broncos, the Vikings, the Saints, the Jets, the Raiders, Titans, Giants. So pretty much, from looking at this list, they don't really believe the Dallas Cowboys are contenders. They don't even have the Dallas Cowboys as a top 10 ranked team in the National Football League. They don't believe the Dallas Cowboys are even a top 10 team. So my question to y'all, do you agree with it? Because listen, we're the same fan base that sits here day in and day out, and we complain about what we did not do in the offseason. We did not improve the run defense. We did not do anything. We did not do anything to shore that up. Dallas Cowboys were a middle-of-the-pack run defense last year. We got ran out the field in the postseason against the Green Bay Packers. Aaron Jones went crazy for over 100 yards. And we did not improve at the defensive tackle position. We all know that we let Jonathan Hankins walk and did not really replace him. He was our best run defender. Dallas Cowboys were almost an entire yard better against the run when he was on the football field. We got Mozzie Smith coming off of an injury. We got a 7th-round pick that we picked up from Mississippi State. Another guy who's been a career journeyman. So Dallas Cowboys didn't do a lot to shore up the run defense. Then the Dallas Cowboys also don't have a lot of depth behind CeeDee Lamb when it comes to wide receiving threats. So my question to y'all, is there any validity to the list? Are the Dallas Cowboys really a top 10 team? And I'll be honest with you. I'll go ahead and tilt my hand. I think we're still too low on this list, especially when you look at the teams that they have above us. If I'm being fair, if I'm being very fair about it, I don't see a reason why the Chargers, who missed the postseason, who got a new head coach, who will be running a new offensive system, right? Quarterback coming off of an injury. I'm not really sure how you can make a legitimate argument that the Los Angeles Chargers are a better team than the Dallas Cowboys at this point. The Steelers, they still got a lot of questions at quarterback. Like, even with the additions of Russell Wilson, even with the additions of old boy from the Chicago Bears, neither one of them played particularly well last year. So there's still question mark at the quarterback position. and that top defense of theirs was a little leaky. They had some issues last year, right? So I'm not sure I would put the Chargers over us. I'm not sure I would put the Steelers over us, and I damn sure am not putting the Browns over us at this point. But let me ask you a question. I get that they have a very good defense, but what has Deshaun Watson done in the last 3 years to give anybody the confidence that he's going to go out here and play good football? Because in the last 3 years, he missed the season. He's barely played. And then when he has played, he has not been very good. So, even if you don't think the Dallas Cowboys are a top 10 team, and I still do. I still believe the Dallas Cowboys are a top 10 team. You can't make arguments for the Chargers, the Steelers, the Browns. Really hard to make an argument for the Rams, especially a team that we blew the Rams out. We completely demolished the Rams from start to finish when we played them. And I get they were missing Kyron Williams, their running back, but the Dallas Cowboys should have earned the benefit of the doubt against the Rams. He said Purdy winning MVP. I mean, man, you feel so strong about it, man. Go ahead and just make a futures ticket. You know, make yourself futures ticket, man. Put a couple dollars on there. Pair that with who you think gonna win Rookie of the Year. Shit, see how accurate you is, and see you can pay yourself for your predictions. Jack, you was a weird ass man. I ain't never been to Florida ever. Like, y'all niggas is weird. Yeah, let me go ahead and block this nigga. Yeah, these niggas weird as hell, dog. Anyway. He said Dak gets slept on. Yeah, Dak does get slept on. I think it's easy to talk shit about about Dak Prescott because he plays for the Dallas Cowboys. We know the Dallas Cowboys are easy to poke at. You know, they're easy to poke fun at. You know, we had some debacles in the postseason, but Dak Prescott is a solid quarterback. You know, I think he needs more help in the postseason to get over the hump than what he's gotten. Hasn't had a 100-yard rusher since 2018 in a playoff game. You know, defense has given up over 30 points multiple times. So, yeah. You know, I think Dak Prescott is a very good quarterback that just happens to play for a very toxic fan base, you know, poorly run team. But, you know, I still love my Cowboys. But I have my issues with Jerry Jones, and I have my issues with a portion of the fan base that dogs the players for no apparent reason. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So, no, I don't think this list is accurate, especially when you go a little bit further. On paper, I understand why the Eagles are up there. They added Saquon Barkley. They still are returning one of the better wide receiving corps in the National Football League. They spent a majority of their draft getting high draft picks on the defensive side of the ball to try and shore up that leaky defense. But, man, this is a team that lost like 6 of their last 7 games. Like, they lost 6, no, was it 5 of the last 6 or 6 of the last, whatever. The point is, they went from being first in the division, first in the NFC, to being a wild card team, one and done. Like, it's hard for me to get over that. I know people move on fairly quickly for the Eagles because they like them boys, but man, come on. I don't know if you can put them over even the Texans right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, the Texans have shown me more last year than the Eagles did. It were just going off of last year. Like, there's more tangible there for the Texans. I think the Packers got better too. So, you know. So I'm gonna put a poll in the chat box though. Are the Dallas Cowboys hold on. Put a poll in here. Are the Dallas Cowboys a top 10 team? Yes or no? I need to know, are the Dallas Cowboys a top 10 team in the National Football League? And we'll keep that up for a while and run there to see what the consistency is. But yeah, there's some teams up here that I don't think are better than the Dallas Cowboys. Chargers, Steelers, Rams, Browns, Buccaneers. At the bare minimum, the Dallas Cowboys should be 10th. Like, if you want to make an argument for some teams that made it further or got better on paper, sure, whatever. But some of this shit is egregious. Aaron Jones is gone, but they replaced him with a better running back, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? I say that they got slightly better in that regard. I damn sure wouldn't have the Bills this high. The Bills done lost damn near their entire team. They lost most of their veterans on defense. They lost Stephon Diggs. They lost Gabriel Davis. I'm not sure how people still look at the damn Bills. Yeah, that's a better question than the Eagles. How the hell are the Bills still getting love as a top 10 team at this point, and they lost everything? And then honestly, the team that they had was not good enough to get to the Super Bowl. The team that they had has not made it to the NFC Championship game in 4 years. You know what I'm saying? As currently constructed, they got bounced at home by Joe Burrow and them. They got bounced at home by Patrick Mahomes. They went to Arrowhead and got bounced. So the team that was currently constructed was not good enough. You know, the team that was currently constructed was not good enough to get over the hump, and they got worse. Hey, shout out to my boy Numbhead Neil in the building. He said, "What up, Henny? Slapped up 67 Eagles fans before checking in, man." So, hey, you gonna get a discount on 67 bottles of liquor then, my boy. Welcome to the liquor store, my. So my boy Hector slid in. He said, definitely a top 10 team, and they'll be top 5 by the time the season is over. So yeah, I think the Dallas and listen, do you know what's irritating to me when people make these lists? The same people that make these lists and say the Dallas Cowboys aren't even a top 10 team in the league, right? You're not a top 10 team. You don't got this. You don't got that. The same people that say the Dallas Cowboys aren't top 10 will try and crucify them if they lead the playoffs early, right? Because remember, only the top 14 teams in the league are supposed to even make the playoffs. There's only 7 teams that go for each conference. So if you're outside of the top 14, you're not even really supposed to be a playoff contender. They got you not making the damn playoffs if you're outside the top 14 with the current playoff format, right? Top seven seed teams from each conference are going to make it into the playoffs. My guy, if you're outside of the top 14, you're not even a playoff team. You're not even a playoff team. And that's the issue. You cannot have it both ways, in my opinion. You cannot call the Dallas Cowboys trash, not a playoff team, 16th best team in the league, and then talk all kinds of shit when they make the playoffs, maybe win a playoff game and get bounced, or make the playoffs and get bounced first round. That's still better than what the hell you said they was. So you really can't have it both ways. They can't be trash, not a playoff team, ain't going to make it in, and you also turn around and give them criticism. You know what I mean? Like, it don't make sense to me. My boy Jay Bryant says, I think the short slides back because the NFL got film on Ben Johnson and what he does with golf. And then then Brock Addison says he think Aaron Rodgers coming back, the Jets are going to be too low on this list. That is a very good point. And listen, I know Aaron Rodgers is 40 years old, but they're going to get way better quarterback play. That's also stupid to me too. You got 10 AFC teams up there, and the AFC was not even one of the better conferences. Right, the AFC was not really one of the better conferences. What's up, Justin Kitchen? So yeah, this is an awful list. I agree with that. Aaron Rodgers coming back with the weapons that they have. They're still gonna have a top defense. They're gonna have a running game still. I don't think that they win their division because I think that the Dolphins probably make it. I think the Dolphins probably win that division as currently constructed. But I do see them being a wild card, possibly over the Bills. They beat the Bills last year without Aaron Rodgers. You know what I'm saying? And the Bills got worse this year. So if you can still count on Josh Allen turning the ball over to you, I don't really see why Aaron Rodgers then wouldn't be favored over at least them. Said, are you sleeping on the very next game, Panthers and Patriots in New England? Or are you going to see the Panthers move up? I think the Panthers still like a year away. Like they did draft Xavier Legette. They did do some things to try and make life easier for Bryce Young, but I don't think they're the worst team in the NFL. I don't think they're necessarily the worst team in the NFL. That might still be the New York Giants. I think the New York Giants are still extra sorry. I think the Panthers will be better this year. And Daniel Jones, who's already not the best quarterback in the world, will be coming off of injury. So I think the Giants might be too high. I think the Giants might be 32. Yeah, I don't see. And listen, I like Russell Wilson. Like I think Russell Wilson is going to make it to the Hall of Fame. I think Russell Wilson had a very good career, but at this point in his career, Russell Wilson is not the same quarterback that he was. He is not the same quarterback that he used to be. And I hate to say that because I like Russ. I like Russ as a player. But he is not the same dude that he used to be. So I'm not really sure that he puts the Steelers into the top 14. Granted, it's not all about the quarterback. I'm always the person that preaches about it being a team sport, it being, three phases of the game, your defense, your special teams, your offense, all that got to be clicking in order for you to be a good team. So the Steelers got a good defense. The Steelers got a good run game. They got a very young, dynamic wide receiver. But I still got my questions about Russ. So yeah, man. So I don't know. I know the Dallas Cowboys are too low. All right, so let me take a look at the poll so far and see what we got. All right, so far we got 23 votes on the poll. 74% of y'all say that 75% of y'all say the Dallas Cowboys are a top 10 team. 25% of y'all don't believe it. So 25% says no, 75% says yes. I'm gonna leave it up for a little bit longer, but it's getting real lopsided right now. I agree with that too, Jay Bryant. Russ needs a specific type of offense to continue to strive, especially at this age, man. And listen, that's really been who Russell Wilson has been for a majority of his career. Right, he plays well in a play action centric offense, run first offense. And listen, when you open up the offense, he can throw for yards, he can throw for touchdowns, but you're not competing like that really. Said they just hate us. I would have said no too, but I'm honest. Hey, that's trill though. I appreciate that, bro. And listen, we all got our biases. You know what I'm saying? We all a little biased toward our own teams and a little more critical on our rivals. You know what I'm saying? But I'd be a liar if I said the 49ers weren't the best team in the NFC until proven otherwise. You know, to be the best, you got to beat the best, and that's something that we haven't done yet. So, I'm not going to sit here and say anything crazy about the 49ers until we beat them. Now, I'm still going to talk shit to the fans because, that's what fans supposed to do. But, 49ers are a good team. I'd be sitting here lying to y'all if I said they weren't. That's a CT. Don't make me cry on a Tuesday. Like, it's Tuesday, man. You ain't supposed to get me emotional. You say, we top 10 if CD continues to hold out? Hell no. Hell no, we are not top 10 if CD Lamb holds out. Right? We're not a top 10 team if CD Lamb holds out. So we talked about and discussed this list. I mean, listen, the man wins. The man been winning. It doesn't matter. You want to contribute most of it to the system, the scheme. Kyle Shanahan, he's winning. Until he isn't winning, until he stops winning, it's fine. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can put any comparison you want on him, but he's winning right now. So hey, whatever comparison you want to put on him, that's fine. Hector said at least 3 of those teams in the top 10 wish they had our quarterback. That's facts. And listen, it's not a quarterback list. Because I think Dak Prescott is a better quarterback than, of course, somebody like Jared Goff. He's better than Baker Mayfield. He's better than, at this point, he's better than most. Man, let's keep it real. He was second MVP voting last year. He was second team All-Pro. And if you're going just off of last year, because last year he technically was the second best quarterback in the league. You look at the accolades, led the NFL in passing touchdowns, blase. Just the playoffs, man. If Dak Prescott went to the NFC Championship game last year or he went to the Super Bowl, nobody would have an issue in saying that Dak Prescott was a top 5, top 3 quarterback. But because we got bounced in the first round, everything Dak Prescott did in the regular season, they poo-poo on it. They don't give a damn how good Dak played in the regular season. You know what I mean? So, yeah. They ain't gonna give you love if you fail. So let's continue, because my boy CT was speaking on CD Lamb. Dallas Cowboys not being top 10 if CD Lamb holds out. Well, this is the thing. The Dallas Cowboys are so heavily reliant on CD Lamb that if he holds out, we're screwed. Damn it. I didn't load in the one I was supposed to load in. Y'all hold that thought. I'm finna make some magic work. Cause I got a slide I need to put in here. So y'all bear with me. Hold that thought. So I'm gonna talk to y'all while I add it in. Hold on, what you say, man? Said Dallas is ass. They the whole they hate black people. I ain't never had no issues in Dallas, man. I go to Dallas all the time. It's all love out there. So I don't know what you speaking on, my boy. Like Dallas is literally up the street and around the corner from where I live. Oh yeah, Jerry Jones should have been retired as GM. All right, y'all still in here? Okay. I had to make sure I got this screenshot loaded in because this is the next talking point. And we're talking about the best quarterback situations in the National Football League. He said, why is Pittsburgh ranked lower than Bengals when Joe Burden was healthy? We walked him like Goldberg. I'm not sure, man. I guess overall they believe that they are a better team. I guess they look at the quarterback position, they look at the skill position players, they look at the defense. I guess from top to bottom, you know, they think that they're a better team overall. So quarterback situations. And listen, this is not about the quarterback. This is about what the quarterback has around him. And this is what they got. They got the 49ers. Oh no, this ain't what they talking about. This is about quarterback situations. So this is looking at the wide receivers that they got, the offensive line, the running game that they have. They're talking about just the supporting cast around the quarterback. They're talking about the supporting cast around the quarterback. So they think that the 49ers have the best situation for a quarterback to be in. Then they go Detroit Lions. They go Eagles. They go Texans. They go Falcons. They go Bears. Oh, you good, brother? They go, they go Browns. They go Chiefs. They go Bengals. They go Miami. So this is the thing. Do y'all disagree with that? Is the question. And listen, don't look at the quarterback. Take the quarterback out of it. Think about the offensive line. Think about the system that they play in. Think about the wide receivers and the weapons that they got. Think about the run game. Can you really disagree with this list? Because when you think about the Dallas Cowboys, can you put them up there with only CeeDee Lamb and Jake Ferguson? Because you can't say what your offensive line is just yet. You know the Dallas Cowboys run game probably is not going to be top 10 next year. So you got questions at offensive line. Outside of CeeDee Lamb, you don't really have depth at your wide receiver. As much as I hate the Philadelphia Eagles, the tandem of A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith is a crazy wide receiver tandem. Then they also got a top tight end in Goddard, right? When you look at the Houston Texans, man, they got Stephon Diggs and they got Nico Collins, who just had over 1,100 yards, and they also got Tank Dell, and they got Dalton Schultz, and then they went and got Mixon from the Bengals, right? When you look at these teams, they legitimately got all the weapons in the world. Miami being at 10 is a little low for me, though. It's a little low for me though, because they got Tyreek Hill, they got Jaden Waddle, they got Odell Beckham, they got Mostert at the running back, they got A-Chain at running back. Like they're sort of low. This is the most explosive group of players in the NFL, and then they drafted Taj Washington, and they also drafted Malik Washington. So like they have one of the better wide receiving cores in the National Football League. They got one of the fastest running back cores in the National Football League. They got explosive playmakers all over the field. Them being at 10 is actually a little low to me. You know, maybe the offensive line knocks them down a peg. Well, I don't know, but yeah. But I will agree with this. Like, yeah, and I would say that Cleveland's too high too. Cleveland's too high because, not really because, well, damn. Cleveland went out and they went and got Jerry Jeudy. So they got Njoku, they got Jerry Jeudy. They still got one of the better offensive lines. They got a good play caller. So it's tough. It's still tough for me to take them out. Because even with Nick Chubb being hurt, you know what I'm saying, they still will be able to run the football. They'll still be able to run the football as they shown last year. Because even when Chubb got hurt, they were still able to run the football at a high level and pretty much run their way to the postseason. And then they also, if you include the defense, they got one of the best defenses in the league. So listen, we're not looking at the quarterback. Yeah, they got Amari Cooper and they got Jerry Jeudy. And they got Njoku. Falcons, yeah. I think the Falcons on paper are good. But you know, London, I don't think Drake London has ever had a 1,000-yard season. And it's been about 2 years since Kyle Pitts had a 1,000-yard season. Bijan Robinson is going to be good. I have no questions about that. I saw enough. Oh, but Brock, we're not looking at the quarterback per se. We're looking at the stuff around the quarterback. We're looking at what he got. Wide receivers, tight ends, offensive line, run game, defense. Like this is grading the best situations for quarterbacks to be in. Yeah, for everybody looking at the list, this is not actually grading the quarterback. This is grading what the quarterback has, the quarterback situation that they're in. Offensive scheme, wide receivers around them, tight ends around them, the run game, the defense. Like this is grading the quarterback situation. Because obviously, Patrick Mahomes is not going to be quarterback number 8 on this list. Patrick Mahomes is already a damn Hall of Famer. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I seen that outside of I keep forgetting his name, but outside of y'all left tackle, y'all do got a very questionable offensive line, which pisses me off because we never take advantage of the shit. Like never, and it makes me mad. But yeah, but they're looking at everything. They're looking at all that. Jay Bryan, that is funny. He said, "Here how you look at this list. Put Daniel Jones on each team, then rank them on how successful they would be." That's a very good way to do it. So my question is, if you swapped out Brock Purdy with Daniel Jones, I'm not saying they're going to go to the NFC Championship game, but can they win 10 games in the regular season? With Daniel Jones and the weapons they have in the scheme, can you still win multiple games? Can you win 10 games? Can you win 10 games with Daniel Jones with Detroit weapons? Can you win 10 games with Daniel Jones with what you have in Philly? Can you win 10 games with Daniel Jones what you have with CJ Stroud, so on and so forth? And listen, a lot of y'all say no, but the Giants won 10 games with Daniel Jones before, and they did not have nowhere near the kind of system or weaponry that they had. So listen, Daniel Jones is trash, but is everything else around Daniel Jones good enough to prop him up like he was in 2022? Remember, Daniel Jones got them to a postseason game, and they won a postseason game. It might have been at 9-8 though. It might have been at 9-8. But still. Can Kyle Shanahan scheme up some shit and run the football well enough to win multiple games with Daniel Jones? I think he can. I think the same thing with the Eagles. I think Daniel Jones is a running quarterback, and they probably still going to have the RPO in there a lot. I think if you feed the ball to Saquon Barkley, you utilize some quick hitting stuff, you can win some games with Daniel Jones with the Eagles. Defense, yeah. But that's the thing. You're looking at the entire thing. Defense, offensive line, wide receivers, play calling, everything. Everything. That's what you're looking at. And that's the thing. I agree that the Dallas Cowboys shouldn't be in the top 10. And this is me being impartial. And that is why, and that's why I try to hold people's feet to the fire. Like, man, listen. Where would y'all rank the Dallas Cowboys? I'm going to ask y'all in the chat box. Where would y'all rank the Dallas Cowboys wide receiving room? And I said wide receiving room. Don't throw in the tight end. Don't you throw in the tight end. That's not what we talking about, Briss. I know, listen, the graphic is throwing y'all off. I'm going to take the graphic down and talk to y'all. The graphic you are looking at is not ranking the quarterback. This is not a quarterback ranking. This is ranking weapons, defense, play calling, that kind of shit. It's not ranking the quarterbacks. It's not ranking the quarterbacks. It's ranking the wide receivers, the tight ends, the run game, the defense, the O-line, the play calling. It's the situation that the quarterbacks have. It's not ranking the quarterback. Okay? I know it's confusing when you look at it, but it's not ranking the quarterback. It's ranking the quarterback system. Yeah. And I agree, the Dallas Cowboys situation is not for everybody. The Dallas Cowboys, you look at the run game. Dallas Cowboys were not very good at consistently running the football last year. They have not had a 100-yard rusher in a postseason game since 2018. Dak Prescott has not really had that to lean on, if we're being honest. He has not had a run game to lean on in that amount of time. It's been years since Dak Prescott has had a competent run game. So he don't have a run game to lean on. When you look at the wide receiver depth behind CeeDee Lamb, it don't really stack up to these other teams. Where would you rank the Dallas Cowboys wide receiving room? Honest to God question. Where would you rank the Dallas Cowboys wide receiving room? Are they top 10? Is the Dallas Cowboys wide receiving room better than? Are they better than the Texans with Stephon Diggs, Nico Collins, and Tank Dell? Are they better than the Dolphins? Dolphins got all those weapons and they drafted guys. 49ers still got 2 all-pro wide receivers. And they still drafted wide receivers. They still got Ayuk, even though they going through their thing. They still got Deebo Samuels. You know what I'm saying? So the Dallas Cowboys wide receiving room, it's not top 10. We can be real. We can be real step down fans and admit where we got the deficiencies at. Like CeeDee Lamb covers a multitude of sins. But when you look at your wide receiver number 2, where would Brandon Cooks rank as wide receiver 2, as a wide receiver 2 in the NFL? When you compare him to other wide receiver 2s. Where would he rank? Is he better than Devontae Smith? Not at this point in his career. Is he better than Brandon Ayuk? No, Brandon Ayuk just made an All-Pro selection. Right? Where is he better than Nico Collins? Nico Collins was a number 1. He was number 1 last year. Now he's number 2. Is he better than T. Higgins? That's another number 2 in the league. No. You know what I'm saying? So like they're a middle of the pack wide receiving core. So you got a middle of the pack wide receiving core. You got a bottom of the list running back room, right? So like Waddle, he's not better than Waddle right now as a number 2. And I'm not throwing. I love my team, man. I love my football team. But we can keep it real and say, nah, man, they don't really stack up. Joe, he has been out the first round. He's been out the first round twice. Don't come in here talking crazy. You ain't got the facts straight. He was out the first round as a rookie. Technically, he was out the first round as a rookie because he had a first round bye. We played so good we didn't have to play in the first round his rookie year. Then he actually has won 2 playoff games. So he's been out the first round 3 times. He hasn't been out the second round. But that's also true for other guys in the league. So hell. He said Tolbert better show up this year. He damn sure need to show up. And yes, he is an ideal number 3. Hey, Simpsons, Day Channel. Imagine if the Dallas Cowboys had CeeDee Lamb, had Amari Cooper, and we still traded for Brandon Cooks. Now that's a top tier wide receiving core. Yes, they do. First round. You said he hadn't been out the first round, and even if you don't include that, he still won 2 playoff games. So he's been out the first round, regardless of what the hell you're talking about. But yeah, imagine if we had that receiving core. And you could have had that receiving core because Amari Cooper was still under contract. CeeDee Lamb was under a rookie contract. And Brandon Cooks ain't making that much money for it to be an issue. You could have had all of them. You could have had all 3 of these wide receivers because Brandon Cooks still had wanted to come here. You could have had all 3 of these wide receivers. You still could have had Jake Ferguson. You would probably have one of the better rosters in the National Football League if you had just kept Amari Cooper. Hold on, man. No. We ain't got no top 10 GM, man. And I'm sick of this. I'm sick of it too. Sick of it. I'm tired. If we're being honest. Like, I'm not physically ill, but I'm tired of this shit.
I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
That's too damn bad!
I'm sick of this shit. Hold on. It said, I saw a good report on Tolbert. Let me see what my brother said. I saw a good report on Tolbert this off season, but still doesn't make them better. I know, bro. Cause they got outperformed. The Dallas Cowboys lost to the Green Bay Packers at home. Dallas Cowboys got the fuck beat out of them. Defense allows like 7 straight scores. So yeah, we were supposed to lose that game. CT, what's up with you, man? He said, that ain't been, and that's the thing. Y'all gotta stop contributing playoff wins and playoff losses to quarterbacks. Right? Why y'all contributing playoff success to quarterbacks? Why did Warren Moon never make it to a championship game and Brad Johnson got a Super Bowl ring? Stop asking stupid shit. It's a team sport. There are Hall of Fame quarterbacks without Super Bowl rings, and there are scrubs that will never sniff it. They got hardware. So we got to stop acting like the playoffs are the end all be all for how you judge quarterbacks. That just ain't what it is, man. You mean to tell me, guys like do any of y'all think Terry Bradshaw is better than Dan Marino? Do any of y'all think that, I'm just asking simple questions. Do you know how bad your defense has to play? Said take Brady off of any one of his Super Bowl teams. Do they win? Yes, depending on which quarterback you swap him out with. Which quarterback are you swapping him out with? There's certain ones, yeah, you take Brady off, they might not. But which ones are we talking about? You damn sure could swap Tom Brady out on the first two and still win when he wasn't really contributing on the offense like that. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. You said it. Yeah, dog. They sucked. Yeah, and that's very eloquently put. Older Tom Brady was the shit. You couldn't fuck with a picture of older Tom Brady. He did everything. But my thing is, man, those first couple Super Bowls was run game and defense. He made a couple throws and he made a couple drives in the playoffs, yes. But we're not gonna sit here and rewrite history for the hell of it. And then when you look at all these other quarterbacks that, if you swapped out Russell Wilson and you swapped him out for Dak Prescott, could they have won leaning on beast mode, leaning on play action, leaning on one of the best defenses of all time? Probably could. You probably could, because Russell Wilson didn't really contribute like that. When you look at his numbers when they made it to the Super Bowl, they're very similar to the numbers Dak Prescott put up with Ezekiel Elliott. They're very similar. So yeah, you could swap out quarterbacks on certain years, on certain teams, depending on how they were made up, and they could still win championships because it's a team effort, right? It's a team effort. So another thing, if you took away that defense that Tom Brady had, would they have still won the Super Bowl with Tom Brady? No. It works twofold. It works multiple ways. If you took away those top defenses that Tom Brady had, would they have still won Super Bowls? If the answer is no, then we know it's not all about the quarterback. If you took away that run game that they leaned on, would they have still won Super Bowls? If the answer is no, then it's not on the damn quarterback. If I was coaching the Patriots, would they have still won the damn Super Bowl? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not all on one. It's not all on one person to win, man. It's not. If that's the case, the quarterback needs to be the only person that gets paid. Everybody else needs to play for free if it's all about the quarterback. If I don't need you motherfuckers, I ain't paying for what I don't need. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, man, it takes more than that. I know we're drifting off, but yeah. All right, so let me take a look at this real quick again, though. All right, so the poll, we're finna wrap up the poll for that one. So it ended up with 64 votes. 62% of y'all agree that the Dallas Cowboys are a top 10 team. No, I ain't seen it, bro. Is it any good? Listen, when sports aren't on, I need a lot of shit to entertain me. Like, I need more shows to watch. If it's any good, let me know, and I might check in on it. But I haven't seen it yet. Indeed, Charles, everybody got to show up. It's not just the quarterback. Yeah, 85 Bears, 2002 Bucks, 2000 Ravens. You know what I'm saying? 2000 Ravens. There have been plenty of teams. I mean, hell, we're being honest about quarterback play. Russell Wilson was not that guy when they won those Super Bowls. He wasn't the Super Bowl MVP. He wasn't setting the league on fire with gaudy passing numbers and shit like that when they made those 2 Super Bowl appearances. It was the Legion of Doom, beast mode, and Russ made a play here and there. They didn't ask Russell Wilson to be a superhero. Matter of fact, Russell Wilson threw 4 picks in the NFC Championship game, and they still won. That's why I be tripping off y'all. Talk about Dak. Dak ain't never threw no damn 4 picks in a playoff game. Russ threw 4, and they still fucking won the football game because it's a team sport, and the rest of the team stepped up and handled business. That's what I'm talking about, man. Peyton Manning, all-time great, threw 3 picks, and they still ended up winning the game. Ended up throwing only 3 touchdowns and 7 interceptions his entire first Super Bowl run. But they still pulled it off because it's a team damn sport. Come on now. Yes, Wilson in 2013. Bro, if we being honest, go back and look at Peyton Manning's first Super Bowl run. I'm not talking about getting there. I'm talking about the playoffs. 3 touchdowns, 7 picks. Nobody talks about how bad Peyton Manning was in the postseason because he won and he ended up getting Super Bowl MVP. Nobody talks about how bad he was in the postseason. Nobody. They sweep that shit under the rug. Matter of fact, both of Peyton Manning's Super Bowl runs, he did not play well in the postseason. At all. But he won. He played good in the Super Bowl. So, you know, that shit is water under the bridge. They don't talk about that shit. Exactly. And that's the thing. People critique Dak for those 2 interceptions. But I've seen other quarterbacks throw multiple picks and they still win. I brought up Peyton Manning threw 3 picks. They won a playoff game still. Went on to win the Super Bowl. Fam, it showed up when he needed to. Dog. He showed up because the game was still close. He threw picks and his defense kept him in the game till he got his shit together. Dak Prescott throw 2 picks and we getting 40 balled. Peyton Manning threw 3 and they still held them boys under 40 points. Tom Brady threw 3 picks in the NFC Championship game and they still won. 3 touchdowns, 3 picks. Was good enough to win. You telling me Dak Prescott 3 touchdowns and 2 interceptions ain't good enough? That's because you're totally reliant on one player to win. And that's the thing. The way the Dallas Cowboys are currently constructed, you're not set up to win no damn Super Bowl. Because guess what? Your team should be good enough to account for 1 bad playoff game and still win. Because it happens. Your quarterback is not going to play good football in 3 or 4 straight games against 3 or 4 of the best damn teams in the fucking league. Like, over the course of all these Super Bowl runs, the quarterback has laid 1 damn egg. Joe Burrow laid an egg against the Tennessee Titans, but they held on and they won, and they went on and eventually got to a Super Bowl appearance. Right? Matthew Stafford didn't even play good in the Super Bowl, but they fucked around. They did enough to win. Right? I pointed out Peyton Manning. I pointed out really both his postseason runs. I pointed out Russell Wilson and the 4 picks. Tom Brady and the 3 picks. Like, if you're not good enough to account for your quarterback having a bad game in at least 1, you ain't that team like you're talking about. You're not that team. You're not. Because you need to play at a high level on all 3 aspects of the game. And that's the point, bro. People have brainwashed themselves into believing that. Joey, that's probably Nick Foles had one of the rarest that's like Cinderella. That shit rarely happens. When you're just consistently good and on fire the entire damn postseason, and then you get into a shootout with Tom Brady and you win, and then you go from that and never really sticking in the NFL again after that. That was a Cinderella run. That's one of the rarest occurrences ever. It just don't happen. It don't happen. It don't happen. Like, that was destiny. That was That was divine intervention or something. I don't even know how that happened. But it happened. It's a super rare occurrence. Go look at the numbers. Go look at the numbers for all the other quarterbacks in league history. Like that, it don't happen that often, bro. That you just go crazy from start to finish in the postseason. Like you balled every damn game, and you were the driving force. Man, that don't happen like that, bro. And listen, I'm just trying to be fair. Because I'm not trying to say that Dak Prescott is without fault. He has he's made some bad plays in the postseason. Like he has had some below standard games. But he also has had games he played well enough. They should have won them damn games. You're not telling me 2016 he didn't ball and they didn't deserve to beat Aaron Rodgers to go to the NFC Championship game. Dak played his ass off. He played his ass off. 3 touchdowns, 1 pick, over 300 yards, put up over 30 points. 3rd and 20, led to a walk-off field goal. We lose the damn game. 2018, 2 touchdowns, no turnovers. Defense allowed damn near 300 yards rushing, right? Even last year, right, Dak Prescott started slow. They still scored 30 points in a playoff game. He still threw for 3 touchdowns. How is your defense that bad that 30 points don't mean shit? Like, it's hard to score 30 points in any game. Even if you play in prevent defense, it's hard as fuck to score 30 points in a playoff game. You know what I mean? And listen, I'm not saying that Dak is perfect. He ain't. He's not perfect. He done had his mistakes, done cost us. Like I'll straight up tell you that he done fucked up. He done fucked up before. But Dak Prescott, my only argument is Dak Prescott fucking up should not be enough for me to actually lose the football game. It shouldn't. Because I just seen the best quarterback in the league, Patrick Mahomes, not score a single point in the second half of the AFC Championship game. They scored 17 points in the first half, and them motherfuckers didn't score another point the rest of the game. And they still were able to win because the defense forced turnovers. They forced turnovers at the goal line. They stagnated the Ravens offense. Like, dog. The way it played out, no. Because this the thing. I don't know, man. This the thing. Because it's always going to be a what if. Because think about it. What if they did bench Tony Romo? What if they did bench Dak Prescott for Tony Romo, and they go out there and they lose? What if Tony Romo go out there and he throw a pick, lose the game? Now everybody's talking about, damn, they should have kept Dak Prescott in. Dak Prescott would have got us a Super Bowl, right? It's gonna always be a what if the first thing you did didn't work out. You know what I mean? Because think about it. What if we started Tony Romo from the beginning of the game? You know what I'm saying? Like you just can't. And then for what everybody has said about what happened in the locker room, about the players rallying around Dak, you lose your locker room if you make that move. You know, you lose your locker room. Barry Church talked about how even Jason Witten got behind Dak Prescott. And you know Jason Witten and Tony Romo were best fucking friends. So if the dude best friend said, nah, we got to stick with Dak, you can't then bench Dak. Like, Dak had won the locker room over. He was a spark. He was young, exciting. He brought the running dynamic to the position. Like, you had to run with the hot hand. Especially given the fact that what he did got you there. You know what I mean? Well, Steve, that's actually the Dallas Cowboys. And Steve, let me show you how I can show you it's the Dallas Cowboys. You said Dak is just another Tony Romo, right? You're right. Because you know what Tony Romo was? Tony Romo was an all-pro quarterback. Tony Romo was an MVP candidate. Tony Romo put up great numbers. Tony Romo was a very good quarterback. And this is the thing. You mean to tell me that the Dallas Cowboys had back-to-back MVP candidates, but they could not win a Super Bowl or get to an NFC Championship game? Take the names off of it. Take the names off of it. Take Tony Romo and take Dak Prescott's name off of it. If I told you the Dallas Cowboys had back-to-back MVP candidate quarterbacks, back-to-back all-pro quarterbacks, and they still could not win, is that the fault of the players or is that the fault of the front office? How could you not win with players of that ilk? With players of that pedigree, Jerry Jones, Stephen Jones, how the fuck did you not win the Super Bowl? There's only 2 all-pro quarterbacks a year, and you had them back to back. You went from a all-pro quarterback, he got hurt, and then you got another all-pro quarterback. No, the Dallas Cowboys have been good enough for the 26th pick. You've had quarterback play good enough to get you to an NFC Championship game. You have. What you have not had consistently is everything else around it. Because this is my thing. They only play one side of the ball, and they're only responsible for throwing the motherfucker. They're not running the football. They're not playing defense. They're not stopping the run. They're not turning the football over. They're not kicking on special teams. They're not punting the ball. Other shit goes on in the football game besides the quarterback. And we've seen our defense get ran off the field multiple times under both quarterbacks. Under both quarterbacks. And I'm glad you put it like that. Romo really never had a great defense consistently. Like they be good for a couple years, they be bad. They be good for a couple years, they be bad. And honestly, man, Dak Prescott's defense just got good. If we're being honest, 2021 was the year that the defense got good. Because 2020 they were awful. 2019 they were average. I ain't looked at PFF at all. I don't need to look at PFF. It's hard to suck and be an MVP candidate at the same time, Steve. I just want you to know what an oxymoron is. Right? It's an oxymoron. You can't be a sorry MVP candidate. You can't be a sorry All-Pro. Honestly, you can't suck and be a professional football player. No, not really. Not their grading too much, no. I don't really fool with them like I used to. It's a little fool-gazing. I do my own research. I find the official numbers and I use that. So no. Yeah, they are a suspect. And this is the thing. Like, you can make the argument that he should have won MVP last year. He should have won MVP. No, listen, I fuck with analytics, but I do not fuck with PFF. And there's a difference. The NFL, I know people don't know this, the NFL has their own analytical team. They have their own stuff that they keep up with. That is official. Pro Football Focus has their own grading scale, their own system, and everything else. That differs from the Dallas Cowboys. Differs from the Eagles. Like the NFL has their own grading system and PFF has their own. It says second to last ranking quarterback in 2023. It wouldn't bother me if he was or not. It said, what is the actual job of Brian Schottenheimer? No one ever talks about him. Day-to-day install, probably. Matter of fact, let's see about that pro football ranking, too. Says to me wraps up the debate. No, because you cannot be an all-pro, lead the league in passing touchdowns, and be the second worst quarterback in the league. That don't even make sense. It's also hard to believe he's that low ranked and he had a 90.8 PFF grade. That don't even make sense. So how is you might be mistaken. That might be what it is, because he had a 90.8 grade last year. They graded him as one of the highest graded quarterbacks in the National Football League. I am looking at it. 2023 player grade 90.8. Nah, that don't even sound right. And secondly, said rankings. Why would I look at rankings that contradict their own grades? Do they even make sense to you? If you tell me this guy is the second or third highest graded player at his position, why would I then turn around and believe a list that where you put that same person that far down? Does that even make sense to you, Steven? And that's exactly why we don't fuck with PFF. I used to be on PFF heavily, but you can't contradict your damn self like that. Like, make it make sense. I mean, I believe that. I believe you that it's there. I'm just saying, like, does that make sense to you? To grade somebody out that high and then rank them that low. It's counterproductive. Suspect. So yeah, nah, I ain't finna rock with it. I'll continue to use the official analytics of the NFL and make my judgments on shit. Cause PFF a little fugazi, my boy. I ain't rocking with it. Then listen, I used to have a subscription for PFF or some more shit. I done let all that shit. Like I'm just not fucking with it. Indeed, my brother. Hey, listen, we always are open to healthy football debates. You know what I mean? We're always open to healthy football debates. Whether we agree on a player or not means nothing. You know, we're all Dallas Cowboys fans. We all, got opinions we want to voice. So we don't always have to agree with each other on anything. But, it's always good to have healthy, productive football debates with people. That's what actually makes it enjoyable to do the content. You know what I mean? I appreciate that, Steven Dallas. Babyface says, the thing is, Dak is better than average, but when it's big time and y'all need him, he always folds. It's the main reason they lose with the interceptions. These recent games, that is true. For some of these recent games. Like, you can say that. I think the game that I put the most blame on Dak Prescott for is probably the 2021 playoff loss. The 2021 is the one that, because that I like. Yeah, that was mostly that. Defense did a damn good job for the most part. They left some plays on the field too, but that's neither here nor there. But as far as 2021, where there was like 16 penalties, shit. 2021, the Dallas Cowboys had like 16 penalties. Dak Prescott got sacked 5 times. There was 20 pressures. Run game didn't do shit. And listen, he still had 2 touchdowns to 1 turnover, which is not a bad rate. So that 2021 was still like a team loss to me. Defense gave up 169 yards on the ground. Defense committed like 9 of those penalties that kept drives going. Offense didn't do much to get going. Run game was non-existent. Offensive line got their ass whooped. Like, that was a complete team loss. First half of last year was pretty bad. Second half was a lot better. 2018, he played actually pretty damn good. Won a playoff game, and he didn't turn the ball over a single time. We just got literally ran off the field. It's hard to win a playoff game when you allow 2 100-yard rushers. And then 2016, he played his ass off. So yeah, so it's a mixed bag, honestly. If we're being real, we're being unbiased. There has been a mixed bag. There's been a great game in there. There've been some good games. There've been some okay games. There's been a game or two where he didn't perform worth a damn at all. So I understand y'all thought process. I just think in a team sport, I need to be able to rely on other pieces of my team if my quarterback ain't got it. And listen, we can also be honest. With the way that our team is currently constructed, can we win a playoff game? Oh, you didn't know that? Yeah. That was the play that hurt Leighton Vander Esch. He already had an injury history, so yeah. But this is the question I want to ask y'all. The way that we are currently constructed, can the Dallas Cowboys win a playoff game if Dak Prescott doesn't play well? Can we win a single playoff game if Dak Prescott doesn't play well? And I don't think that we can. And my thing is, most of these other teams can actually do it. I've seen the Bengals win a playoff game when Joe Burrow didn't do shit. I've seen the Chiefs win a playoff game when Patrick Mahomes didn't have it. I've seen the Bills win a playoff game and Josh Allen wasn't a big factor. You know what I'm saying? I've seen the 49ers. The 49ers got a bunch of playoff games the quarterback ain't do shit. Like, they literally won a playoff game. They literally won a playoff game where the man only had like 7 pass attempts. And that's the thing, Jay Bryant. We don't feel confident in the defense. Cause I don't know which brand of defense is going to show up. I damn sure don't have confidence in the defense if we're going up against a good running game. If we're finna play Aaron Jones, if we're finna play Saquon Barkley, if we're finna play Derrick Henry, right? I know it had to be like the Super Bowl to play him, but still, if we finna play one of these running backs, I don't think we could. All right, so it said interception and bad field position. So if we feel that way, we'll never have a game like Peyton Manning did, threw 3 picks and won. We'll never have a Russell Wilson game where he threw 4 picks and won the NFC Championship game still. We'll never have a Tom Brady 3 interception game in the NFC Championship. You know what I mean? Like, where's the room for error for Dak Prescott? Because right now the room for error for Dak is like 1 interception. 1 interception. Because we won the we won the playoff game against the Seahawks. And he had a pick. He had 2 touchdowns on the pick. So right now the Dallas Cowboys have only shown me that they can account for 1 interception from Dak Prescott in a playoff game. Can't account for 2. Damn sure at this rate can't account for 3. So what's the so that's the margin of error. And I think Dak also knows that as well, man. I think Dak knows that they have a very, very low margin of error to winning some of these games. Because the man, listen, he comes out that motherfucker juiced. He come out there amped, throwing high. He gets into the game and gets into a groove, but man. And no, Steve, it's not you. PFF don't know shit. PFF don't know a damn thing. CT said there is no room for error. Dallas Cowboys have no run game. Dallas Cowboys defense is suspect. Man. It be like that sometimes, bro. But yeah, so hey man, it's been an hour and 30. I appreciate everybody that jumped on, show love to the platform, show love to the content. I'm finna get off here, ain't ate all day, finna find something to eat and call it a day, man. So I appreciate y'all for everything. I'll probably be live sometime tomorrow, man. It'll probably be around the same time, about 8ish. So yeah, about 8ish, 7:30ish, something like that. So hey, just tap in with me tomorrow, and I'll be bringing y'all some more exclusive Dallas Cowboys content. But on the way out of the liquor store, please make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure y'all hit that share button. If you ain't subbed to the page yet, make sure you sub, tell a friend. And listen, you got about 6 or 7 more days to get your raffle entries in for the Dallas Cowboys jersey raffle. So if you want to continue and continue to have a chance to support the raffle and get yourself an opportunity to win a Dallas Cowboy jersey, hit the Cash App or the Super Chat. But hey, you say hook up in McKinney. You're a little bit away, but you're not that far. I'm in Texarkana. So we'll tap in, man. Hey, let me know what games you're going to, man. I'm gonna be going to a couple games this year, man. We can link up, chop it up during the game, whatnot, tailgate. But hey, let me know though, man. But hey, y'all tap in, hit that like, hit that share. I'm gonna holler at y'all later though, man. Peace, God bless, and thank y'all for everything.
Thinking about changing locations and shit. Man, into this motherfucking bag. Stand on the way, I made. Sacrificing time for this shit. Man, I got a plan. Tried to tell niggas years ago. They ain't understand. Riding by myself and it's cool. I'm all in my head. Everything in life you can't replace. I build relationships. Pretty little smile make a nigga wanna lock it in. We met the same time I lost a friend. We should try again. You been on my mind. You should hop in. I ain't gon' hurt you, baby girl. You know we locked in. Used to be on FaceTime calls on the regular. Never made time, landed on my busy schedule. Now every time I get the bay, you know I think of you. Working on your brand, love, you know that I.
Yeah, it's goddess. And I'm a day one type of girl. Ain't nothing wishy-washy over here. I don't jump around, I stick to one side. Yeah, the silver, the blue, we got them in their feelings. That star on the field, come pay the D a visit. They say it's hatred, is it? I call it hate and simping. Cause if we wasn't that hating, they wouldn't be in our business. Listen, West Coast say the water tastes better. The fan base go harder, and all the ladies get wetter. Yeah, that's how it is when you straight reppin' for Dallas. We get it in the trap, and landlord tell us what's happening. No explanations in no shape, form, or fashion. When Henny drop the stats, ain't nothing else to be asking. Them numbers don't lie, that's why your argument dry. And we still got them rings, you got your eyes on our prize. Whether an eagle, a giant, or a commando, you in the parking lot crying, we in the Lambo. We stay in our bag, we run it up in the draft. You still talking about the 90s, so who's stuck in the past? Get off me, and I'ma need you 6 feet back. And we ain't hearing nothing till your team beat that. And we ain't scared of running, what you thought we bleed that? It's only one team over here, that's Cowboys, believe that. Yeah, this you got is the poet. Big up West Coast Cowboy, HTM Sports, and Landlord from Alabama. Y'all check them boys out. Now don't play around with the Cowboys content. Yeah, and you know it's DC. Yeah, DC 4L.
31 teams in the NFL. His system is designed to stop 25 teams.
Shit, I need a linebacker that's over 200 pounds. I need a defensive tackle that you got to pull away from the buffet. He's gone, so no.
Let's talk about that.
But yeah, that's a large part. That's a large part of
I
your
gotta
team.
make this point because I ain't gonna lie, I forgot about it until you mentioned it. So I gotta get this out before it flees me.